Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Talk with the Titans, live from London, UK, all the way to the US of A and worldwide. I'm your host, Kalam L, and this is Talk with the Titans. You know what? This is literally part two of Brother Polight. So we've got Brother Polight again with us for the part two, going into the missing slides from the PowerPoint presentation of the debate between the Rabbi Harry Rozenberg. So I'm going to just reintroduce Brother Polight. Peace to you.
Peace, my brother. Peace. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm real excited. Go on. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh, no problem. I'm excited. I appreciate everybody that's on. It's always love. It's always love. I'm glad we all can convene to get information. I'm glad with all the distraction that this world has to offer us, that there still are enough of us amongst each other to remind each other not to let go, to hold on to the rope, as Pop say, because, I mean, my goodness, there are all sorts of types of distractions. There's movie distractions, there's sports distractions, there's booty distractions, plenty of booty out there, plenty of that, plenty of distractions, and then there's just negative energy type of distractions. So for our people to convene at this hour in life in the name of possibly getting some information that can be used as a catalyst to empower them or people that they know, I think everybody deserves a round of applause and should be highly commended for engaging and embarking upon this opportunity. And I would do everything to the best of my ability to make this convention as meaningful as possible. And so again, I'm just grateful and I'm humbled every time anybody listens to anything that I may wish to contribute to humanity, more especially in the case of our people. So I thank y'all again.
Definitely. And you know what? Before we go into this PowerPoint presentation, I know we're all waiting. I know we're in suspense. Bear with me, people. Bear with me, okay? Because we got a few heavy hitters that's here with us right now. We've got the brother Anka Kek. We've got the brother from Team Osiris Kufu Ma'acheru. We've got, brother Terry from the HKTH over here in the UK. And we've also got brother Wali Akhtab, who's featured on our Speakers Corner playlist as well. So I need to give everybody a quick shout out, and can everybody just quickly come on and promote what they do exactly, and let the audience know. But before I actually do that, before I actually go into that itself, please, everybody who's just coming back into this whole conversation again, please hit the share button and let everybody know that we're back in again live with Brother Polight, and we're going straight into the PowerPoint presentation literally after I've introduced my whole panel members, and then we're going straight in. Okay, we're going straight in, so you do not want to miss this. Hit the share button, let them know we're going live. So hopefully the next 1 minute to a half, you know what, we're starting the presentation. So just hit the share button. Hit share button on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Reddit, wherever you are and you're congregating, please share it with your community. Now, brother Wali Akhtab, I know you're there. So could you just give us a quick introduction to who you are and what you're doing?
Peace, family. Peace out there. Hope up, everybody. My name is Wali Akhtab, obviously, but I go by Sick the Black Falcon. And I'm the 8-time battle champion of Las Vegas. I've been known for doing a lot of promotions and beats that I've worked with Rod Digger. I've worked with Jen the MC. I got a new track coming out recently, several new tracks, with one with Fiend from No Limit, one also with the Magi, Jonathan Owens, and I got another one coming out with Sadat X. So I've been working a lot in the studio. And I just also want to tip my hat off to Kalam and Brother Polight and others like y'all, man, because I came from a rough environment and I could have been out here doing anything, and my whole paradigm has changed just from watching a lot of these debates and digging into these books. I have so many books now, I don't even know where to start. So I just like to tip my hat off to brothers like y'all, because, man, y'all really are making a difference, even if it's just, one person. But I promise you, I'm out here every day reaching tens and hundreds of people. So the ripple is happening.
Definitely. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. And also, salute to you as well, because I love the work that you're doing. And you know what, you literally enhance our speakers corner like every single time. Literally everybody's like, where can we get this music from? Where can we buy this music from? So please support this brother and buy his music, support him, go to his SoundCloud, Black Falcon, and check him out as well. We've also got HKTH. This is my brother Terry Riggs. Terry, can you give a quick intro to yourself?
My name's Terry Riggs, and at the end of the day, I fall onto that forms of advertising and distributions, as well as I'm a UK tour guide. I take people around into museums, places where people stayed, finding out more history, going into the archives, going down into the cellars, like the British Museum, like the Victoria Albert Museum, and getting as much info as we can get. But at the same time, I'm just trying to create a business around the world from Africa, UK, and trying to reach the US of A.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. We've also got Team Osiris in the building. Kufu Ma'acheru, where you at? Team Osiris, stand up. Oh man, don't tell me after all that you're not standing up.
Peace, peace. How you doing, brother Caleb? Peace.
Peace, King.
Peace to the brothers on the panel. You know what I'm saying? Great show, great information. This is Kufu, like you said, Team Osiris. Deal with brand management. I personally do know Jewish lawyers that I've worked with to acquire some settlements and some acquisitions of brand, trademark properties, copyrights, with major billion-dollar companies, even over on your side of the world, Switzerland. So just check us out, teamosiris.com. We got the album, Golden Phallus. You can get that on the website. Just click on the music link, and we'll just fall back and get the great information that the Masood will be bringing. Peace.
Definitely, and we've, I've been listening. I've seen some of your music actually on the Real Black Atheist YouTube channel. You're going in. I see you there in the Lamborghini, going hard. You know what? Shout outs to Team Osiris members, indeed. I don't know if Uncle Kek is with us right now. Let's see, is Uncle Kek with us? I don't think he is with us, but yeah, we're about to start this momentarily. So please stay tuned and share this link as much as possible. Get everybody back in, because we had 500 people in the last show viewing it. Brother Polight was going in, and right now we've got half that number. So let's just kind of boost it back up 3/4 way at least, and then let's start this presentation. That we've got here for you. And I'm also going to actually start reading out some comments from the from the YouTube as well. You know what? I have to give my big shout outs to our YouTube audience that supports us, that's been following us since day one, and also our new subscribers that have now started to follow us. Shout outs to all of you, and shout outs to the people that actually met in Harlem. At the event, at the debate, when I came over, it was pure love yet again. As soon as I actually stepped into the debate, all I can hear was Titans, Titans, Titans. I was like, looking around, and I could see is just a sea of individuals just calling my name, showing me love. Some people I've never met before, getting into those selfies that's been circulating around Facebook at the moment, on Instagram at the moment. So that's love, man. That's love. And also shout out to my Hebrews, man. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Literally, you know what? After I went on a tour with Brother Reggie, I'll tell you this now. I want to give you some anecdotal stories that that took place during my stay. Literally, after that, I went over into Brooklyn, Nicholas Bookstore. Met up with the brothers. Divine Prospect had me, Hashar, my Hebrew, Priest Daniela, some of the Dominican brothers over there, Gabar, Awanyasab. Hey, listen, it was so much love. I appreciate these brothers. Dan Kashub as well. I sat down. It was SOS, which was the lecture that they was given. You know what? I didn't even know how I was getting home. It went on to like about till 2 o'clock in the morning. We didn't leave till like 2 o'clock in the morning. Everybody was just there enjoying, drinking, eating good food, and it was a beautiful vibe. I didn't even know how I was getting home. All I knew, I had to get to this place, meet up with my Hebrew brothers, yeah, he meet up with my Hebrew brothers and sit down and enjoy the lecture that was taking place and enjoy the fellowship and the camaraderie. So yeah, man, my Hebrews, you lot made me feel at home. Like, I swear down, you lot had the best energy ever. I haven't met an energy like that before. You know what I'm saying? In terms of brotherly love, it was crazy, man. Brother Hashar, you know, that's a crazy brother as well. Real crazy. I never realized how crazy this brother is, but he is phenomenal, man. I have to give my big shout outs to him. He was calling me out all night long. Man was roasting me. I was just there like, all right, I'm going to get you. Don't worry about that, Hashar. I'm going to get you. But yeah, man, the love was beautiful. Shout outs to Hashar. Shout outs to Daniela. Shout outs to Awanya Sap. Big out there, brother Gabar, priest Daniela, mighty Hebrew, his wife as well, the children. You know what? It's absolutely beautiful. So shout outs to everybody that was out there from the Hebrew community. Obviously, I met up with Tazariak and Katazar as well. Oh man, these brothers are incredible. When you actually meet with these brothers, you know, a lot of time we see everybody on YouTube, you know, and that's all. We only see one aspect of them via YouTube. But when we sit down and we fellowship, I'm pretty sure you lot seen it on you know, my channel and also Sarnet's channel where it's featured. Where, you know, I sat down and gave an interview with Brother Polight and Brother Tazariak, and you know what? We forgot. Like, it was like, okay, information. Let's leave that alone now. Let's get down to like the barbershop talks, the talks that we talk. You know what? In amongst brothers, we was going into the raps. Who, you know what? Yeah, Jay-Z versus Nas, who win the battle out of those two, or who did win the battle out of those two. Listen, the energy was absolutely beautiful. We had Polight's wives there cooking some incredible, delicious food for us as well. You know, playing with the family, playing with my shout outs to my as well. You know, I swear she nearly broke my computer, but it's cool, my I'm with you. I see you, baby girl, I see you. You know, the vibe was absolutely great. So I'm gonna have to give a big shout out to everybody that supported. I'm here just waiting for Brother Polight to get back on, so allow me from rambling. If you like what was going on so far and you want to see this presentation, let me know in the comment section, because I'm watching. Oh man, Lolita. Damn, I'm just reading the comments now. I can see her. If you haven't already subscribed to Lolita's World, please check out her channel. You know, she does amazing stuff on there as well. You know, let's actually go there. Like, whilst we're waiting, like, bear with me, people. Whilst we're waiting, I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna have to show you Lolita's channel. Please support the sister. Yeah, we've got Lolita's World. She got products reviews, book reviews. You know what? Brother Polight takes on her video review of Brother Polight takes on Scientology. You know, her stuff with her natural hair, etc. She's an absolutely beautiful sister, and I was just upset that I didn't get to spend some time speaking with her. Like, it was so crazy out there, it was busy, but she is, you know, she's got a beautiful soul. So shout outs to our sister Lolita, and shout outs to the New Covenant family as well. That family was, you know, I have to give my big shout outs to Canada, man like Roderick, all of the family. Trust me, you never hear me stop shouting out your names on every single show I possibly can, because it's love, you know. Salute to you guys. All right, I got Brother Polight in, so we're gonna go get started. You know what? Come on, share the link, people. Polight is about to go in. Round 2, fight. Yeah, just unmute your mic. We're about to get started.
I'm joking. All right. Let's get this thing going. Let's get this show going. Entire screen. Let's see. What's up, boo boo? You dancing over there for? What's going on? Alrighty.
And whilst you get that started as well, everybody, please check out EP channel, EP Global as well. He's literally flying out to Israel, Palestine tomorrow or the day after. I can't remember. It's like literally next couple days. My brother's going to be flying out to go to Israel, to go to Dimona, go to the different camps, the Bedouin camps. And I'm trying to book my flight out there in the next couple of weeks. To be honest with you, I actually want to go. I want to take 2 trips first. I actually want to take a trip to go see this Reggie versus Sharif Bey, and I actually want to go and see my brother Polight in LA as well. The new Covenant members have got me gassed. They've got me literally gassed. I'm like, yo, I want to be out there. Like, I'm trying to I'm going. I'm telling you this now. Whether there's room or no room, yeah, I'm going. I'm going to be sleeping on the porch and just traveling out there. It's good. So right now I'm just holding back on booking my trip to Israel, yeah, because I need to go Israel, but my brother's out there for a whole month. Go meet up with the family, go meet up with the Bedouin communities, go even meet up with my brother Harry Rozenberg as well. Go meet up and see what's going on, see what the farm is like, see what's actually taking place as well. So I want to go there, but I actually want to go to America again because the love was just phenomenal. All right, yeah, so support the brother EP Global, check out his documentaries, check out his channel.
What up, Kalam?
Yo, what's good, Canada? That's my boy right there.
What you dealing with?
Good, man. We're good. About to go in for round 2 for this show.
I know. I'm loving the show, man.
Hey, man, they keep saying Africans don't support us. I don't get it.
Mm-hmm. Tell him, brother, what country are you from originally?
Angola, man. Born.
You see?
Yeah.
That's it. That's the love right there, you know. Cross-continental and African brothers supporting the brother Polight New Covenant movement, and I'm sure you're seeing the behind the scenes, and I'm sure you're seeing demystifying everything, all of the hate that people are throwing at the brother. I'm sure you can easily demystify all of that.
Man, they gonna hate him regardless, you know. But they gonna have to. Don't worry about it. You know? But I'm gonna tell you this: you get out here. You won't want to go. You won't want to leave.
Hey.
So you better come with a date, man. I'm telling you.
Listen, I'm just packing my wallet. I'm packing my wallet. And as soon as I arrive there, I might just have to conveniently lose. You know, you have the 3-month visa. I might just have to conveniently lose my passport, and I have to extend my stay or something.
This guy, man. All right, bro.
All right, King. I'll see you again soon. All right, Polight, let's get into this presentation. All right, we're just waiting. We're going to start the presentation very soon. All right, let's go.
Okay, let's get it. I'm excited. Let's start this thing. All right. Let's have an amazing time together. I'm out of kale juice. I got no more distractions. I was drinking damn near a gallon. I'm done. You are now dealing with Talk of the Titans, and today's show, hosted by Kalam, will feature Brother Polight. Had an amazing time with Sodnetter. How you say that? Sodnetter.
That's what everybody's been getting at me, you know. Sodnetter. I don't know, man. I thought I'm saying it correctly.
Nah, that shit is hot, though. You getting away with that, though. That shit is hot. Don't change it, brother. It's a cool accent, man. You're going to get a lot of women out here in LA. All you got to do is go around saying Sodnetter. They're going to be down with that shit. Watch. Get you in trouble. All right. Screen share. We on it. Into screen, entire screen. All right. So you can see everything I have, right?
Yeah, that's correct. See it.
So I had an opener too, and I didn't do it because at the time Harry was having his issues with the projector, so I tried to level it out and be fair. So even my opener, I had it wasn't no major PowerPoint presentation. It was just to give a synopsis of what would take place and what I would be delivering on. So you'll get that. You'll get an opener. That's not the round 1. That's not the round 2. That's not the round 3. Then I'm going to give you some of my round 2 information that was overlooked because it wasn't overlooked. To be safe on time, I omitted certain slides just to make sure I can get the whole point across. And then, or some slides I wanted to go into a little more thoroughly, but you know, you have to be aware of time. And I have to make sure I complete my presentation. So it's designed that way. Plus, I threw in extra slides to do rebuttals in real time, which were to preference. And then I do have some slides from round 3, but reluctant to put. I'm reluctant. Unc is such a cool dude, man. I'm reluctant. That's right. Product placement. I'm reluctant to put the whole round 3 out because, for starters, I have to do a missing slides presentation for Brother Sonetta because I promised him that first. But Kalam and I became good friends, so it was only befitting that I do this for his audience as well, and then we share some audiences. So some of my presentation will be here, some of my presentation will be there, and then another percentage of this presentation will not, because I've been getting reached out to by different people in the Jewish community. And once I clear house with the pending debate agreement that I have with this church, once we come to terms with that agreement, then I may possibly, most likely, take on another debate with another set of Jews who say they have more balls than Harry. They tell it like it is. And I think that'd be real interesting for the community. So they pissed off at Harry. So I'm going to work on that. But right now I'm in talks with another church. Plus, I'm taking a mild vacate. That's what I like to do, is relax. That's another thing I want to suggest to people. Don't ask me about no debates. I understand Harry's part, but don't ask me about no debates when I just did one. You know, that'd be undermining the whole post-production process, letting people digest what I said. The whole thing hasn't been experienced yet by the masses. We just let out one round. DVDs are just now going out, and allow people to digest it, allow people to make an assessment of what took place. Some people are going to see parts of my third round that didn't even see the second round. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the way I like to do my stuff. I don't like to put it all out after I finish it. So I implore that Sonetta and other media personalities take their time with my intellectual property, because, you know, I want people to digest it. I want them to appreciate it. I don't want to come in full cipher. Next thing you know, Polight got another debate a week after the first debate. That's insane. It took a lot of time, energy, and money. It took a lot of sacrifice from the women of my household and my children. And now I have to go into a pleasure overload with them for the next couple weeks to show my appreciation for their unrelenting support in the matter, as far as me preparing for the debate and flying and traveling and them packing up their clothes and them cooking and helping me set up for the event. They put a lot of energy. I do not do this by myself. So the last thing that I can do is engage in another debate so soon. I owe them my time and energy. Even doing this is like spontaneous in a sense, because I'm supposed to be chilling and vacating. But I you know, I love this experience too. I love it. And, you know, I have to share y'all with my family, and my family understands that. I have to have it at some kind of limit, you know, so I won't be like doing a debate so soon. I have to give my family some time and appreciation. So we're going into this. You say you can see everything, right?
Yep, we can see everything.
Okay, so we'll go to this, the lost rounds. And let's begin, shall we? This slide right here. This slide right here is reflective of the lost slides. And a mysterious spook god is going to come out the clouds eventually and rapture all of you and solve all black people's problems. But if that doesn't happen, in a few more seconds, we're going to go to the next slide and just start teaching. So let's just have a moment. Let's have a moment of silence for the spook god. Yep, just as I suspected, he won't deliver. So we're just going to get down to earth and move forward. So this is the Lost Slides Part 1. Again, this is only Part 1, and it's a combination of what I would like to expound on more, in addition to the fact the third round, and I mean some of the confusion caused by the rabbi who wanted to switch up the program the day of the event, despite all agreements being signed and delivered to all the parties involved and sent out several times, meaning over 4 times. He decided to come in and express how he's just getting wind of everything that's taking place, despite his own signatures. So, be that as it may, Brother Smack, Brother Beasley, Brother Sarnetter, and I, we all are aware that Rabbi Harry Rozenberg was full aware of the program, and he decided to come in and shake things up a little. Had very little success on it, may I add, but we still made concessions to him because we're gentlemen and we're willing to work with even people who lie to get the job done. So we'll go to the next slide. This is what I was going to present. Early on in the first round, the opening round, he did not do the sound check as suggested. He did not try to see if his computer was compatible with the projector as suggested. In turn, Brother Polight actually left out to get him a projector for the presentation because he felt uncomfortable putting his information on my computer in order to do his demonstration, which I'm okay with. It makes sense. So because he was uncomfortable with using my computer to show his presentation, I decided that I'd take a walk down the block with my brothers and we would go and pick up a projector from Staples, which cost us $600 because this guy right here. But no worries. No worries. If it was that deep, we could have returned it the next day, in which we didn't. We'll keep it. That being said, had that worked, I would have went over these following slides. So Loaded Lux would have brought me out, and I would have went over these slides. But I showed empathy for the fact that he didn't have his projector. So I wanted to make sure that I didn't do everything PowerPoint style. I didn't mind sacrificing some of these slides. It just was to give people a synopsis of what to expect. So the opening round, the presentation of what people can expect from us, this is what I would have said. Here's the ethnological comparative study and syntactic analysis of the Hebrew narrative in relation to Jewish culture. So this encapsulates everything that you will get, because each round was supposed to have its own personality the way I designed it. So the first round was supposed to be militaristic and very carnal as far as aggressive is concerned, coupled with scholarship. Then second round was to be more scientific, the way I designed it, to cater to those personalities, and to also acclimate the aggressive community to the scientific paradigm for those that are not too appreciative of it. I wanted to feed everybody. My third round was solely based on paleontology, archaeology, and linguistics. So the combination of round 1, round 2, and round 3, each one would have had its own personality. Each one would have catered strongly to a specific demographic. And in turn, I believe there'd be a well-rounded appreciation and presentation. Unfortunately, Harry declined from doing the third round. He claimed he had a flight that he had to catch and wound up staying at the event for the full duration of the event anyway. But he had a flight he had to catch. But he stayed after the third round was sacrificed. It happens. That's what happens when you get high on them DMTs and shit. So, ethnological comparative study of syntactic analysis of the Hebrew narrative in relation to Jewish culture. And I specifically targeted the Jewish community for this debate. Mr. Rozenberg will undermine the intelligence of our race. So this is what I need people to know. I had some bullet points here because I wanted people to hone in on things that will take place. I'm very glad that I made sure that the moderators would read what the topic of discussion was, what the arguments were. I'm glad we did that because it made people more attentive on what they should be listening for. This was just to even add on to that type of contribution by having people listen out for these things. So I had a clairvoyance of what would be taking place. So I was going to propose to the people that Mr. Rozenberg will undermine the intelligence of our race. He will not establish with primary evidence an account of the Jews, presence as Hebrews during the time the Hebrew narrative ostensibly suggests that they existed. Ethnologically speaking, Mr. Rozenberg will not establish a chronological synchronicity amongst the Hebrew narrative, his race, and the language of the same. Though any combination of the two would suffice, we know that any attempt at such would represent a flawed endeavor, for the reality is that they all evolved during different times. So I'd like to go over that again, because this encapsulates everything that I would be presenting from round 1, 2, 3. This is just a projection of what to expect. Ethnologically speaking, and when we talk about ethnological matters, we're talking about the people and their corresponding cultures. So when I say ethnologically speaking, I'm saying based on the study of the people and their corresponding culture, in this particular case, the Jews from which Mr. Rozenberg derives, he will not establish a chronological synchronicity amongst the Hebrew narrative, his race, and the language of the same. Meaning the language called Hebrew does not run concurrent with the stories that we identify as the Hebrew narrative as it relates to the Torah, which also cannot run concurrent with the race. So this is to say the ancient people that the narrative speaks of contradicts when the white people that speak to it evolved, which also is in conflict with when the purported language Hebrew existed. So what I'm saying is, what I'm postulating is that you take the Hebrew narrative, you take the Jews who qualify themselves as a race, and you take the language that they make subscriptions to, and all three of them exist at different times. If we're going back into their inception, the inception of the narrative, the Torah, the inception of the race, the inception of the language, the three do not meet each other. And the three find themselves in different places geographically. So I said, if you can just make two of these things run concurrent historically, that would suffice. So that's me just putting on a challenge that I know you can't do it. And I would dare you to try. So ethnologically speaking, Mr. Rozenberg will not establish a chronological synchronicity amongst the Hebrew narrative. His race and the language are the same. Though any combination of the two would suffice, we know that any attempt as such would represent a flawed endeavor, for the reality is that they all evolved during different times. Now, lastly, Mr. Rozenberg's presentation will be suggestive, saturated in anachronisms, and accompanied by a last resort to pyramid emphasis. We all know what's implied or intimated by suggestive. And of course, this whole DMT experience and connectivity to God is very suggestive. Like perhaps we might have to use a drug or access a plant that grows in Egypt and grows in Israel, and that possibly this plant has something to do with the impetus of thought and motivation as it relates to metaphysics or spirituality. That's very suggestive. He can't prove that. He's pyramiding emphasis. He's fine. And pyramiding emphasis is this. Let's get this plant. Let's connect it with DMT. Let's talk about DMT's experiences. And let's accredit that to the workings of Egypt, while intimating that the people of Israel shared the same ideas because they had a similar plant together. All of that is called pyramid and emphasis, because neither one of those exponents have to actually be connected to each other in order to demonstrate that. This is an assertion being made out of the creative mind of a Harry Rozenberg. I already knew whatever he was going to present, because of the nature of the conversation, he would have to pyramid emphasis. He would have to collect a series of thoughts, and he himself would have to explain how they're connected. You yourself cannot read any such series of books from any specialist in archaeology, paleontology, and linguistics and come up with the same solution. These are the workings of the creative mind, or dysfunctional mind, however you would like to say it, from a Harry Rozenberg. No one else is going to come up with this set series of thoughts. It's just not going to happen. So Mr. Rozenberg's presentation will be suggestive and saturated in anachronisms. And oftentimes in scholarship, when we talk about anachronisms, we're talking about misappropriating dates and times for the benefit of suggestion in respect to the point that a person is trying to posit or put forth to the people. So in order, let's go back to the previous bullet point. Ethnologically speaking, Mr. Rozenberg will not establish a chronological synchronicity amongst the Hebrew narrative, his race, and the language, because that's predicated upon time, hence the word chronology or chronological synchronicity. So in order for him to sync the Hebrew narrative with the race and the so-called language that corresponds with the two thereof, he would have to misappropriate dates and times for them to get synchronized or to be in sync with each other. Hence the reason why it is important to identify the word anachronisms, because that's exactly what has to take place. You have to misappropriate dates and times in order that your story can be in conformity with all the other inferences that you're pyramiding. So I already tactfully decided what he will have to do to present, and I created presentations that revolve around the strategy I knew he would have to employ. So though it just looks like a simple slide with bullet points, it actually gives you a gauge for how I was planning to strategize against Mr. Harry Rabbi Rozenberg. We go to the next slide. This is important. God is an inorganic construct to Nile Valley consciousness. The reason why we say Nile Valley consciousness is because several different communities along the longest river in the world, whether you talk about Tanzania, Uganda, even Libya, you feel me? When you go across that desert over there that they got, in Kemet, no matter if it's Nubia, doesn't matter, even Ethiopia, these all are communities, Kenya, interconnected or related to each other because of the commerce and trade that easily could take place because they all shared the same river in order to do business with each other. Hence, there would be a lingua franca or a language that most of them would speak in order to do business. Then they will have offsprings that become exclusive to each other or shared concepts and ideas that in turn will deviate the more pronounced a people's culture becomes. Be that as it may, we say Nile Valley consciousness because we cannot simply accredit it all to Egypt. Egypt didn't even birth the language per se, but Egypt, in many respects, masterfully took the consciousness to another level, and it became the mecca of the knowledge that consists of the Nile Valley that was shared amongst many African cultures. So this God concept is an inorganic construct. It is not natural. It is constructed by people who came way after us along the Nile Valley conscious. I say Nile Valley again because people keep saying, "You're not from Egypt." And I'm like, I never said I was from Egypt. I make subscriptions to Kemetic science with the understanding. I make subscriptions to Kemetic science with the understanding that information was shared along the Nile Valley and neighboring cultures and communities along that Nile Valley. In order to be able to assimilate what I'm going to present, one would have to be familiar with the following things. The eschatological corpus of the Remetu. That's another word for the Egyptians. The Egyptians would have called themselves Remetu. So the eschatological corpus of the Remetu is a narrative of the quantum world. So when you read these funerary texts in Egypt, know that you're reading something that is inclusive of the quantum world. This is the narrative of the quantum world. This is a testimony of what transpires in the quantum world, the small world, the tiny. Also, there should be a familiarity with the nomenclature of bacterial genetics and proteins. By nomenclature, we simply mean the vocabulary, that is consistent and exclusive to a specific field, which would be bacterial genetics and proteins. A familiarity with the nomenclature of bacterial genetics and proteins will help us out a great deal, because it'll make the concepts and the things that I'm proposing a lot more easier to assimilate, granted one has some kind of knowledge in these things. That's all I'm saying. I would also suggest that a person realizes the necessity to fundamentally grasp cognitive science, biosemiotics, space physics, and supramolecular chemistry. And by supra, we just mean transcendental. By supra, we mean as intense as the most intense field of molecular chemistry and a little bit more. So it's just a highly advanced or evolved rendition of the same. That's what we mean by supramolecular chemistry. Cognitive science and biosemiotics combined entails that language exists on every scale, whether through signs, signals, or symbols. The smaller or tiny world, or the quantum world, into our material realm is solely based or predicated upon expression, symbolisms, and activity, which all demonstrate some form of consciousness or language transmission for this world, this universe, or for the human being to even be at the level or stage that is at, or for the universe to be at the level stage that is at. For example, when bacteria massively reproduces and gets ready to explode a cell because it's massive reproduction, the body and other bacteria understands that communication and thus knows what to do next in preparation for the massive reproduction of bacteria. This is called quorum in science, or in bacterial genetics. It's called quorum, Q-U-O-R-A-M. It's called a quorum. And this is how bacteria communicates with each other. When bacteria does something, the activity is also a form of language being transmitted to the other bacteria so they know how to respond to the situation. And in turn, science or genetics calls it an SOS response. When DNA has to undergo recombination, part of it is broken, and a cell is about to explode, an SOS signal is created, and then you wind up with rolling circle replication. All of this is still a form of cognitive science, meaning on a smaller scale, that which you are made up of is also thinking and transmitting ideas to other things just through symbols, signs, and activity. Biosemiotics is consistent with this clause. In addition to understanding through signs and symbols is how we evolve down to the most minuscule scale. So the next thing we have to familiarize ourselves with is a basic understanding of singularity. And when we talk about singularity, we're talking about gravity in many scales, and that which is being pulled to the greatest depth of gravity being reduced in some respects, but reduced might be a bad word, brought back into everything, combination of everything. The point from which everything derives is what we mean by singularity. Everything is kind of coming from one main source. From here you get the string theory, where existence is solely predicated upon a bunch of its components on one string, but appearing to be separate, meaning that separation or individuation is an illusion. From these ideas, you wind up coming up with a concept of the universe is holographic, and that the physical world is just the reciprocal of the quantum world from which we all derive. That actually the smaller world dictates or comes up with the edict that represents the functionings or going-ons of the physical world. That being the case, then the intimation has been that perhaps the protein universe is dictating what's going on in the material form that we bear witness to, called the physical world or physical life. In addition, the addendum to this clause would be that which is astral is just a projection of the smallest thing, and we human beings are in the medium part of this reality. Some may say spirit plane, physical plane, and plane of force. Some may decide to identify it as such. But at least with science, we have more designations, we have more markers, we have more actual points of reference to describe what we talk about. When we use metaphysical jargon, it hasn't created an extensive enough vocabulary to expound on these matters in ways that science has. So we digress if we try to explain these things metaphysically. We would have to leave people kind of hanging at a certain point because the metaphysical jargon hasn't evolved or created enough terms to take us to every interval, but it's still much appreciated. We also must establish the relationship amongst DNA, bacteria, and proteins in respect to humans' viral ancestry. Why? Because it's a biological imperative as well as a scholarly imperative for us to realize the significance of human beings' viral ancestry. We would not understand how much of us is actually made up of the viral code until we understand, in retrospect, what bacteria and proteins mean and represent to DNA. Most people hear the word proteins and they think about chicken and beans and how much they need protein to gain weight and stay alive. Never really understanding the dynamics and the magic behind proteins and how proteins can even turn into sugar if the body needed it to. Proteins transform into a various amount of things or diversity of things in order to keep life consistent. Proteins change or exist in different intervals, like Kemetic science will show you that which people call gods or deities remanifest into different forms for specific purposes. And so it brings us back to this point. We must continue to research the following: eschatological corpus, namely the Amduit, the Book of Gates, the Pyramid Text, the Coffin Text, the Book of the Dead, and the Theban Recension. Of course, I'm speaking to these things in greater detail so I can really explain why it's necessary for people to understand these things or acclimate themselves to the studies as it relates to the things I put in these bullet points. Of course, if I was doing a presentation, I'd be less at ease to stay this long on this slide, but I really want to go into depth. Some of these words like nomenclature, remetju, okay, cognitive science and biosemiotics, and singularity. These are very important points that we have to bring home. Okay, I hope everybody's here. Let me make sure everybody's here. Are you still with me?
We're all with you. We're all with you. Trust me.
All right, bro. All right, bro. Just making sure we here. You know, it's weird. I'm not hearing nothing, so I just want to make sure I'm good. Okay, I'm going back in. I'm going back in. I was in somewhere. I was in there deep. I had to come out for air.
This is what we like, man. This is what we like. The high science, the Medu, the Kemetic, literature, everything. So please, man, continue.
All right, my brother. That's good. Just making sure they here. Okay, screen share. Are we sharing the screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. You can hear me now, right?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. Let's do it. So this was very important to me. Can I hide this? Google Hangouts is sharing your screen. Hide. Let's hide it. Oh, I'm sorry. That thing is in my way. You still see my full screen, right?
Yeah, we still see us full screen. Yeah, you're good.
Okay, cool. I needed to get rid of that thing. It was blocking my words. Okay. Mayhap Breeze, Black Book of the Dead. I wanted to bring this thing out. This was part of my third round. Actually, let's see something real quick. Walk with me. March debate cover alternative. Hold on. Debate business. I'll be looking at all my files, yo. Stop. Let's see. I wanted to pull this out as well because this is where Harry got, like Smack got, like Beasley got, like Sonetta got, like what I also sent to myself to carve a copy. Whatever he gets, everyone that was part of the program got this as well. Okay. So the reason why I'm bringing this out is because in the third round, we were to conduct our rebuttals, and is the Torah an original corpus from God encoded with supreme wisdom, not matched by modern science? And there was some other stuff going on here. Second round was the nature and spiritual worship of the Egyptians and their belief in God. The Egyptians' belief in the afterlife in respect to their belief in gods. Of course, there's pros and cons. You know, Harry agrees, I disagree, stuff like that is going on. What am I interested in? Oh, yeah, good. I just wanted to make sure I understood my point of focus. So, the third round to deal with rebuttals. Predominantly. All right. Instead, I wound up incorporating rebuttals on the spot, which I have no problem with, during the debate when he threw away the third round. And then we were supposed to talk about the authentication of the Torah as it relates to the Jewish narrative. You feel me? So I was going to be all over that. However, what I want to make clear is that because it was the rebuttal round, the part that I was going to revisit as far as rebuttal was concerned, so you understand why Mehepri is there, is should the black man worship the same God of the Torah as the Caucasian Jew? God of the Torah as the Caucasian Jew? Can the two share God spiritually without contradiction? Very important. That part right there, based on things he said, was why I was going to bring up Mehepri. Should we share the same God as the Jews and their perspective with the Torah and all that other stuff, as the Caucasian Jew? Very important stuff. So I'm about to go back into this thing again and show you. Yeah, so I'm going back here because the reason for putting this up is to assert the reason why we should not share the same God as them. We have so much to offer in Kemetic culture that, or now Valley consciousness or African culture, that it behooves us, get a straw, it behooves us to revisit and reanalyze what our ancestors was teaching us before we decide to take on this newly found Judaic perspective. Okay? What's up, sis? You coming? So that's what's going on with that. So we have Mehepri's Black Book of the Dead. Mehepri is a Nubian, all right? Mehepri is of Nubian origin, buried in the Valley of the Kings in tomb KV 36. What is important to note is that Mehepri is of Nubian origin. First of all, he's found in the Valley of the Kings. Take a look at this black man that they found in Egypt, in the Valley of the Kings. Look at his hair. Look at his face. Look at his features. What you have to realize is this, people. With all the claims of who's black and who's not black, and the Egyptians this and the Egyptians that, Hebrew this, Hebrew that, what we're saying is, in the Valley of the Kings, you find Mehepri, who clearly is black, in the valley where the kings get buried. Okay? They got the Valley of the Nobles, they got the Valley of the Queens, so forth, so on. 4 main valleys, actually, but we'll move forward. and in the tomb of KV36. Hold tight. Hold on. Something's going a little weird. So let's take this. Let me just throw these things. Pardon me, y'all. It's been a glitch in the matrix. Now we back on point. So when you look at Mehepri's Black Book of the Dead, Mehepri is a Nubian of Nubian origin buried in the Valley of the Kings in tomb KV36. Why is this important in my rebuttal? Because when you share a god with Harry, this is what takes place. Walk with me, y'all. Walk with me. I'm about to tango with y'all. If we go to round 2, no, we're going to go to round 1. We're going to open this thing up. Going to go backwards. Let's see. We're going to go backwards. Walk with me. Like he was. Now we're going to go all the way to the top. Here we go. Race specifics. Listen to this. Kalam, let me know you can hear it.
The Torah is very not specific about what the color of the people of Israel are. The Torah is specific about a lot of things in the most minute detail, but they're not very specific what the color of Israel was. I think it's on purpose that the Torah doesn't stress what color the people of Israel were. So when referring to chosen and not chosen or cursed, that's really up to us, because being an Israelite or being part of the people of Israel is not an exclusive club. It was open source where people back then were able to join into.
Okay, Kalam, you heard that?
Yep, we heard it. We heard it.
Okay, so this is important, because if you share God with these Jews, you got to accept the fact that your God, your creator, your doctrine is not race specific. And if it's not race specific, no one will have sympathy on God's children being abused. This is my perspective. Okay, so at this point, we're arguing points. These are theological points that we're arguing. My point is this. There'd be no mercy for what a white man or white woman does to a black man or a black woman when they share a God and say that our doctrine is not race specific. And I think it's the reason why the doctrine is not race specific. The Torah is specific about a lot of things, but they're not specific about race. See, when you got people saying things like this, using black people's concepts, and then making sure there's no racial clauses in it. When you got white folks stealing black people's concepts and then telling you it's not race specific and it's open source for anybody to participate in it. What you're creating now, not only are you creating a melting pot, you're creating a situation where there has to be no empathy for the abused people of the world. You see, when they bring foreign people into our community to police us, there's less empathy. If you have black people policing black people, they'll look at these people they have to lock up, and they'll remind them of their mothers, their daughters, their brothers, their sons, their aunts, their nieces, nephews, best friends, girlfriends. But when you bring foreigners into a community to police people that they do not have a certain facial recognition affinity to, what you're going to find is that the abuse will go up higher, because these people cannot relate or do not relate because they're foreign. So they can go and be as malicious as possible. I don't believe we should share the same God as the Jews. For this reason, mostly, amongst other reasons. I have a host of reasons. But the main reason would be because when it's time for one race to abuse the other race, your God will not stop you from doing so, because there's no specifics as to who the doctrine is for. Now, everybody around the world has a doctrine that caters to them specifically. But when the Jews talk about the Torah, it's open source for everybody. But you go to China, their doctrine is for the Chinese. Okay? You deal with any of these other Asiatics with their Taoism, Japanese people, whoever it is, their doctrine is for them, and the world accepts it, embraces it, and no one calls them racist. But these Jews will make sure they're not mating with nobody else. They will make sure they stay to each other and cleave to their own, and then tell the world this is open source for everybody. Yet they don't invite other people into their own Jewish community. So just by that hypocrisy in itself and alone, I wouldn't want to deal with it. Secondly, I show you Mehepris face, just so you understand that when we're talking about our doctrine, I'm not trying to knock my brothers that's in the Israelite community. I want them to understand where we're coming from. Because they always say, well, just because you got pyramids, you gonna worship the pyramids, God created the world. I understand what you're saying, bro. But there's a lot of science that goes behind them pyramids. But I understand what you're saying. Don't sensationalize when there's other things going on. This is not to condemn my brothers in the Israelite community. This is, I'm beseeching them to understand the point that I'm coming from. We can actually see with our own eyes black people that was part of the community that we're talking about. Facts. This is damn sure a black man buried amongst kings. No ifs, ands, or buts. Don't tell us we had no part of Kemet. In this doctrine, we can look at the people that came out of a rich and vast culture and know that one day we can reestablish the same. We do not have to speculate if whether or not black people participated amongst the rankings of kings or as kings. We don't have to speculate if black people even existed during that time or participated in the community. We have physical bodies that we bear witness to, as well as pictures and images, more than just words that suggest or allude to things that will be subject to conversation, subject to arguments, subject to diatribes, because people can be fickle, people can have their own interpretation of what's taking place. We can see clear as day, these people are black and they were empowered and they had an influence on the rest of the world. We can take that and be empowered by it and know that we can rise to that occasion again one day. Or we can throw this thing away, take the Jewish Torah in the way they want to teach black people, because they don't teach each other that shit. I guarantee you, you can see it in their communities that their Jewish religion isn't open source for everybody. Go in any Jewish community and tell me if that shit look like it's open source for any race. Of course it's not. But they will teach black people that if you want to follow what we follow, they will teach us a different doctrine to keep us away from the truths that they think they have that they do not want disclosed. So hell no, we should not worship the same God as a Jew, because they will never come clean about who we were and who we are, because they teach a doctrine that the religion is very non-race specific. Specific about a lot of things, but not about race. That is a dangerous doctrine for any black man to associate with this pale man and then spew that same hate doctrine because that white man's not cursing, because he's smiling at you when he's telling you this. He's a damn liar, and he felt no way about lying in the faces of so many people by saying that the doctrine has no race specifics. So we move forward, because it's more to Mehepri. If you go back, it's Mehepri's Black Book of the Dead. Many of us talk about the Book of the Dead, which we call the Pater Emheru, or some may say Pakata Shipamawut. Whether we say Pakata Shipamawut or the Pater Emheru, one thing that has not been discussed is that there is a purported Book of the Dead, because we know it's not the Book of the Dead. There's a Book of the Dead that existed prior to that Book of the Dead, that's even older than the one they're showing us. And if you go to Mehepri's Black Book of the Dead, let's give you the source. P. Cairo, OG, 24095, P. Mehepri, TB 092, Bibliography, Monroe, The Book of the Dead Manuscripts of the 18th Dynasty in Cairo Museum, Province, Valley of the Kings, Ibn el-Muluk, and of course, you know, you get this from the museum that Brother Reggie and I took people on a tour with. They actually have the facsimile there, right in New York, from which we get this information. Okay, the date I'm in Hotep II is where it's dated back to. The type of object is papyrus roll, and the script is hieroglyphics. Okay, so you got your source. I want everybody. I want every single body to take a look. We know that the Ba represents the soul. Take a look at this, bro. You need to see this stuff, bro. Don't be behind the computer with this. This is some serious stuff, bro. I ain't playing with this. This is to awaken the people, bro. The Black Book of the Dead. This is Mayhepri with the nappy hair and everything. You know he black. Yeah. No one disagrees. He's found in the Valley of the King where they only bury the kings. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. He's a vizier. He may have been next in line for the king. Okay? He's the one the king confides in the most, gets direction and centers. But don't nobody get buried amongst the kings, other than the kings. But there's all sorts of speculation who he is, what he does, and how he does it. Fine. Okay? This is the part we're going to go into. This is the part I love. Oh, no, don't go back there. Y'all seen that early. Boom. This is important. You know why? Because this bird over here to the extreme right represents the Ba. The Ba is what in Kemet? Or Medu Necher. The soul. It's a black soul. They depicted the soul as black. Now you telling me a white community got black souls? Is that what we said? They depicted the soul as having an afro. An afro. Why would you depict a black soul? But you want us to give up our doctrine, where our souls was depicted black, to appreciate a doctrine that's very non-race specific. Where's the pride and the glory in that? Now, we never did shit. We just have to stomach the fact we never did shit. But unfortunately, we're not the race that never did shit in the beginning of time. That's somebody else. Unfortunately. If we never did shit, fuck it. Maybe I would say we have to create some stories about ourselves and even lie on other people. Maybe I would be bitter. But luckily for me, I'm part of the race where the souls were depicted as black. People look at that. I'm not making this up. You look it up. This is in Mayhepri's Book of the Dead, but they don't want to tell people to get the Black Book of the Dead. They want you to get Ani's Book of the Dead. They want you to get all the other versions of the Book of the Dead, but why didn't they put this Book of the Dead in circulation? This earlier Book of the Dead. This is the earlier Book of the Dead, where they depict your soul as being black. Now you know how you weigh the heart against a feather? You weigh the heart against a feather in the holes of my eye, right? But there's no feather here. You know what's here? Mayhepri. He's in the place where they put the feather. You're weighing Mayhepri against the heart. The black man was seen as a sign of virtue throughout the whole land. So much so, before the feather was weighed against the heart, it was the black man, the black soul that was being weighed against the heart in order for you to make it to the next level of consciousness. Why would you turn your back on this doctrine?
Brother Polight, I think you need to emphasize that point a little bit more, because that is a powerful point right there.
Sure.
How you feeling, bro? Hold on, I gotta stop. I need some air, man, because I didn't want to do it this way. I wanted to do this in front of people, bro. I didn't even want to do this. This is not what I'm doing this, and I don't even want to do it, but I want to do it. You know, I just want to show our people, bro. We gotta get out of here real quick. Hold on. Are we back full?
Yeah, back full.
We back full, bro. What this chat talking about, man? I hope they understand how powerful this is, bro.
They're saying go in Polight with Sarnetta's voice. I can't do Sarnetta's voice, but someone who can do it, please do it.
I gotta get a chair now.
Yeah, my man said I gotta get a chair. So yeah, bro, I'm saying my rebuttal was gonna be, our doctrine is obviously black. The people we find is black. The souls are black. The black man is seen as a sign of virtue throughout the whole land. Why are we gonna turn that in for a non-specific race doctrine? You see what I'm saying? You see, if there's a black soul, I gotta wonder about everyone that's white, bro. Because even when they switch the shit up, where's the white soul? See, if we come from a place where the souls are black. And when you see a pale motherfucker, you'll be like this. That nigga's evil. Or you know this. I will interpret it this way. If there's a depiction of a black soul, and the black man is a sign of virtue for a whole land, I'm not going to think that that land has white people in rulership, because why would a bunch of white people submit to a black man being a sign of virtue for the whole land? One, why would they allow a black man to have his own Book of the Dead, one of the most important eschatological corpus? Something you got to get buried with. You got people getting buried with the black man being a sign of virtue, being weighed against a heart. You think white people want to be buried like that in their own land that they're running? And now here's the next thing. If there's a black soul depiction and you don't see no white soul contrast, you're subtly intimating, and it's very direct, that this is as far as white people go. There's nothing for them after this. You feel me? There's nothing for them after this. Now, I'm not saying this, and this is just my opinion, and my interpretation could be horrible, but I'm just weighing the facts. You want a pyramid emphasis? Let's pyramid this shit. There's a black soul, and no contrast to having a white soul. There's a black man as a sign of virtue for the whole damn land. He has his own Book of the Dead, or Peri-Meru, which is a ritual procession into the next state of consciousness, not Book of the Dead. And we don't got no clues, no hints, or no riddles for white people being able to transcend and go to the next phase. All we know is all black everything. They ain't make it nice. They ain't say, look, let's put a black man on the scale and let's get a white soul over here so we can make her integrate and make this thing look fair. We didn't find a white body buried with the black man's book, with the black man weighed on the scale, with the black soul. No, everything was black. The man we found, oh shit, that's Mayhepri. This is his Book of the Dead. He's on the scale. His soul is black. The soul is black that's coming for him. No white people involved, family. They wasn't even talked about. They were irrelevant when it came to life after this. That's not me, though. And you wonder why that Book of the Dead is in circulation. But I gave you the references so you know I'm not making it up. I gave you some acute references. That's what you call acute references. It will get no more acute than that. You damn near got the book in your house. Let's go back in. I'm excited, man. See, I stopped what I was doing today because, you know, this right here, bro, this stuff give me chills, King. I'm just trying to show my brothers why I'm so lit when it comes to Kemet science. When it comes to Kemetic science, is there an end game? What do you mean is there an end game? The shit starts after this life. And it's all black everything from what I'm reading. So fuck this life where I'm sharing it with other races. As far as I'm concerned, there's a life where it's all black everything. And yeah, it may not be talking about black flesh, but we damn sure talking about black consciousness. How are we not talking about black consciousness? It in Medu means intelligence, or it means mind. We got the brother there on the other side of the scale. We got the soul here with an afro coming through. So we talking about black consciousness. This is not a new concept that African Americans made up in America. Black consciousness been the talk of our world. It been our paradigm. And we got to go back to black consciousness. But you know, they think we making stuff up over here in America. I got every reason to believe and know that I'm black. See, I don't got to talk to nobody about no goddamn ships when I got this information here on planet Earth right here. I ain't got to be special and getting messages transmitted to me and astral projecting with. I ain't got to talk that shit to nobody. All I got to do is show them the empirical data. We got to start from the Earth first, bro. We can't go out there to try to escape this shit like we don't got proof on planet Earth. We got to start terrestrially. Even when you break down how to read the Medu, they got columns called registers. The top register is archetypal. The second register is ectypal. The third register is what? Terrestrial. So you got the archetypal first register or first column. Anything in the first column is archetypal. Read it based on its convention of thought. The second register, or the middle register, is ectypal. That means read it based on a celestial disposition. The last register, the lowest column that you're reading from, is terrestrial. That means read it based on an earthly perspective. So when you read in the Medu, they teach you, start from the planet Earth first. Think earthly, work your way celestially, then go archetypal. This is how we were taught and trained to think. Now our people are messing up the game. And starting you in the skies. Because you're frustrated what's going down here on Earth. I ain't knocking the man. I ain't knocking none of these people. But I'm just reading entirely too much for someone to try to talk shit to me. I read more than these people. I know when I'm reading more than people. Because when I get angry, you don't hear the word nigga coming out my mouth every 5 fucking minutes. When I get angry, I say archetypal, ectypal, terrestrial. This is what I'm saying. Come on, bro. It's just an insult to have certain people try to challenge me. And I'm like, bro, you wouldn't even be able to respect or appreciate what I'm teaching you. What are you going to say? This is a white man's reference? With all these black faces here? It's a white man's reference? What would you say to me? That's the white man's information. White man, you don't know. Bro, it's black people here. Don't get no deeper down in the black soul. Then your Bible start being slick and giving you red writing. Like, they don't get that idea from somebody. Look at the red writing.
The rubrics in the Medu.
Oh, come on. Let's be for real, bro. We got to be for real with this, man. Where you think they're getting these ideas from? They ain't create nothing. We made all of this. They ain't create nothing. Taking y'all back home, man. Taking you back home. That's why I don't deal with that other stuff. I love my people. I love my brothers. I even lighten up on getting at them because they taking it as disrespect. They so emotionally tied to that. They emotionally, they think I want to kill them or hurt them. So I'm talking to my Hebrew brothers differently. That's what I'm doing. I can learn, talk better to them. But right here, you can't refute these facts. This is black paradigm. You got to appreciate this. Don't be mad at this. Maybe Egypt deviated somewhere down the line. But the information stands as reason that you got to appreciate this. There ain't nothing here disrespectful to you right now. This is where your commandments come from. Our commandments is here. All you did is create subsidiary versions of the same. I tell you don't kill, you make 613 and you find different variant ways to say don't kill in other ways. That's all. Come on, man. If we say we will not make another person cry, I will not live with regret. You know that can encapsulate a whole number of things, but if you want to make it more difficult and stretch it out and make it extra laws, fine. You got 10 commandments, really 613, and Jesus gave you another one that you should love one another like I loved you. Make it 614, whatever. I'm in there. You tell me I don't know the Bible. Knock yourself out. Keep saying that. Bro, come on. So we're going to go forward. This is one of the most powerful slides you've ever seen in your life. One of the most powerful. They will not tell you about the Black Book of the Dead. That's what they call it. I ain't call it that. I ain't say it's the Black Book of the Dead. Somebody else called it the Black Book of the Dead. You know why? Because it is specifically ingrained in your mind that this is a black situation. You see how that works? One doctrine says the Torah is very non-specific about race. The next doctrine says even the white man had to submit, this is the Black Book of the Dead. When he named this, he named it right. He said this is the Black Book of the Dead. He ain't named it because the cover was black. He named it because the content of the information was black. So don't tell me no craziness, man. See, and you get tight with people, they think you really want to hurt them, but you just frustrated because they're not dealing with the truth. The truth is right here in your face, bro. Don't get no better than this. He would got slaughtered in the third round. Slaughtered. I didn't even get through what I have to go through. And I took some of my stuff out. I'm telling you. Open the grave for Ba. So a shadow to go out in the day, to have your feet within. Justified. What's open is open. We can be concluded as closed. Sleeping. What's open is open. Closed by you are closed. For my Ba. Who is in it? Horus I. I'm going to go over a lot of this with Brother Sa. I have been saved. My beautiful is attached to the apex of rays. Apex, there we go, polygonal shape. Oh, the head shape of ray, but we can't do that right now. You know, that's a whole nother conversation. But if those of you that heard my round 2, you know when you see the word apex, you know what to be thinking. Okay? May you step out far the step stretch, route the knee, prepare me the way. Great is my flesh, unruly. Great is my flesh, unruly. I am Horus, the protector of his father. And I want you to know, I'm that dude in this community that I'll be going chapter and verse with the coffin text, the Book of the Dead, the Amduat, the Book of Gates, the Theban Recension. Listen, credit to everybody that's dropping the knowledge. But these people want to try to front like they're the only ones with chapters and verses. I'll be going in. I actually be doing the chapter verse thing with all these different books when I'm doing my presentation. Let's be for real, people. Great is my flesh unruly. I am Horus, the protector of his father. I am Horus. That was very important for me. Because people say we worship Horus. But they don't realize you have to conform to the role. Because this is a ritual when you pass. Okay? And we're going to go over that. You become Horus. You become Osiris. You become that which you worshipped. You feel me? This is why they got confusion in religion today. Is Jesus God or is he the Son of God? And there's a big argument. Is Jesus God or is he the Son of God? This is where this confusion comes from. Because you become Horus and you become Osiris. So the two of them are the same, yet different at the same time because it exists in different intervals of consciousness. You may become Horus and not make it to the awakening of Osiris. You got to read this stuff, man. And then this content contrasts to what's in the Book of the Dead that everybody's reading. It's a different Book of the Dead, bro. But then again, it's not called the Book of the Dead. But the construct, the archetype, you're looking at an ancient one or the ancient translation. I opened the way for Jeddah, has his feet, so that he can see the great God in the interior of the Bark of Ray. We went over that Bark of Ray second round. Nuts. Of the Ba's count. My Ba is there. My soul. We know that's a black soul, so we know it's a black person talking. My black soul is there is what we should say, because we can tell by the depiction that the Ba was black with an afro. I'm not telling you that. You can do the research now that you know about Mehepri, and you can find out that they depicted the soul as black. It's not me coming up, that's a black soul. No, that Ba, the wings, is not me doing the metaphysical twist. It's considered a black soul. So I have the right to read, my black soul is there. And so etymologically to take you to psyche, if you want to go there in the English and transpose the words and the meanings. So my black conscious, because soul always is alluding to mind. That's why soul comes in when the heart, which represents intelligence and mind, is weighed against the man, the black man. It's all about consciousness, black consciousness. So my black soul is there at the front under the count. He is. Last me, my soul, my black soul be saved. Eye of Horus. And we discussed what the Eye of Horus is in the second round. So he fortified my jewelry as raised apex. The word for apex is interchanged with the word head. Apex also being polygonal. We discussed this. Darn your faces, limbs, guardian of Osiris. We go over what the limbs are. My Ba is not locked. That's important. My black soul is not locked because this is the Book of the Dead. You could be entrapped in the physical world. He's transcending. He's working his way to another consciousness. Because when you find out that you're talking about the head of Ray and the beauty that exists inside of there, and the word used for beautiful is also the same word that's used for what? Which is Nefer, is used for what? Zero. Because we didn't really have a word for nothing. So if it amounted to nothing, it summed up to all things, which to us was beautiful. There is no nothing. It's all or something. There's no in between. And that's, you can see that if you read R.S. Schwaller de Lubit's Temple of Man. The mathematician that stayed in the pyramids and studied for over a decade. So there's no nothing. The word for nothing is beautiful in Kemet. The Remetru would say Nefer. Okay? Or Nefer. My Ba is not locked. Let's go. Open the grave for black soul and shadow to go out in the day to have your feet and then justified. What's open is open. What can be concluded is closed. Sleeping. What's open is open. Closed by you are closed for my soul, who is in it. Horus I. I have been saved. My beautiful is attached to the apex ray, your consciousness, your everything. That which from which your black soul comes from is now inside what? The apex array. Your DNA exists as a form of consciousness. We know the apex is a polygonal shape. We know polygonal shape and head is synonymous terms whenever you use the word ray, or who they call the head god or the chief god. We know this if we study the second round, what's going on here. That's why this would have been perfect after the second round, because I would already went over that. We'd already went over Ray's head and the consciousness inside his head, which is the DNA via the phage lambda. We'd have went over that. I'm putting out that second shit. I'm putting out the second round tonight, yo, on my channel, man. Fuck that, man. I gotta do that because I don't like this stuff all over the place, bro. Yeah. Great is my flesh unruly. I am Horus.
Hold on. Before you go on, save some for Sarnetta. Save some for him. I don't want him to think I'm getting all the exclusives, you know. I'm trying to keep that relationship, you know. You're killing me right now.
I'm telling you, I had some stuff, bro. I know, bro. And I mean, yo, because I got a little time on me, I'm really able to go through it, you know? Like, it's different when you're trying to get out a lot of information and still make it make sense. You don't want to microwave it and speed it up. But when you got some time on your hand, you can really do this. That's why the book is so important. Because the book, I get to really break it down. The book has all the slides from all the presentations. And then I get to do my annotations. I get to do my extra captions and extra ideas that go along with it. So the book is real amazing. You know, Kemetic Arcana Volume 2. Real good book. Volume 1 is amazing. Volume 2 is nuts. Because that's when I really get into the esoteric stuff, the metaphysical. Okay, so...
real quickly, what translation are you reading from?
We got... This is actually translated from French. And you have to convert it into the English. And then what I'm using as a cross-reference is Gardner. If you look in the bottom right corner, you see the word Heru.
Oh, we can't see your screen at the moment. It's actually on you. No, we're on you at the moment.
It's on me? How did that happen? Oh, shit. I mean, thinking they seen it the whole time. How long was that screen off?
For the whole time you were speaking then. When you was going into it.
When I was reading the words, you ain't see the words?
No, we didn't see the words.
You gotta let me know these things, bro.
But we appreciated your expressions, you going in. We appreciate that.
I'm thinking they can't see me. I'm like, oh man, I'm turned up. Hold on.
They gotta see those slides, man.
Hold on. You gotta see the slides. So you know I ain't bugging. Damn, all right, tell me when you can see it again, bro. All right, hold on. Damn, it says screen share on my shit, man. This is horrible. You gotta see the slide. You see everything. Let me know.
I see it here. Why isn't he seeing it?
I don't know. I think his is frozen now. I see it moving there. Let me know what you see.
I think he froze.
He froze. That's what happened. I wonder if the people can hear me. Let's take it off the screen share.
Oh, he froze.
He froze. Come on, bro. That's not good.
Yeah, you gotta fix his stuff.
They hear me? Do you still hear me? Dang, they can still hear me. That's some weird stuff. So, yeah. Can y'all see my screen? Because if you do, you see him cheesing like crazy. You see my screen or you see me? They said we good, but
the tail is kicking in.
Yo, people funny. Yo. Oh man, this is some crazy stuff. All right, are you back, my brother?
Shit, nigga, I'm here.
Yo, everybody else is hearing, so I'm about to.
Yeah, you can hear me, yo?
Hell yeah, I can hear you.
You can't hear Kalam. We done froze him out, yo. Wrong place. You ain't need to be in the States to hear this, bro.
All right, so people say they can hear me, so we gonna go.
Yeah, keep it flowing. Keep it flowing.
You ain't telling me you still doing the presentation, yo. Killing them.
Is my screen
Yep.
Whole
Yep.
screen?
Yep.
The whole screen?
Full screen.
All right, cool. Going back.
Hey, Polight.
Yes,
Polight.
sir.
All you gotta do is click your screen on that way and stay on your screen.
Click it? What do you mean?
Yeah, click it and highlight it. Click.
No, I've done it already. I've done it.
Oh, you done it for him? All right, well, why you keep popping up, Kalam? He gotta do it. Seriously, he gotta do his own screen. You know how to do it, yo? Down at the bottom, yo, find yourself and just put your thing over and click it, and there's gonna be a white perimeter around it, Polight.
Okay. I'm gonna figure out another day. Why? Because I just want to get straight to what we had to do.
Yo, come on, man, that's simple, yo. Put your pointer on your picture and click one time, bruh.
Listen to the old man sitting on the youth of my technology. Uncle got me.
Go on.
Uncle got me. I don't see me over here in the bottom right corner. I just want to get through what I'm doing.
All right, go ahead, yo.
I'm gonna figure it out. I promise you, Uncle.
All right.
You think I be saying Unc? I be saying Unc sometimes.
I know. It's all gravy. It's all gravy,
bro. All right. So everyone see the whole thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's get it. Now we here. So you see where it says Heru?
Yep.
Okay, so we going over here. My boss saved Io Horus, so he fortified my jewelry at Ray's apex. Don your faces, limbs, guardian of Osiris. My soul is not locked. I was reading from this page and this page. I cross-referenced a lot, which takes a heck of amount of time, with Gartner's dictionary. I don't live and die by Gartner's dictionary. And when I say that is, I really like Gartner's dictionary, but because this Medu Necha has ideographic and pictographic meaning, it empowers us with the ability to divulge into the language and see if the conception of the translator contradicts or is a weaker conception or not appropriate. So it's different steps a person could take when they're reading the language. So I don't live and die by no dictionary, especially when it's an extremely interesting word, you know? So we look at Heru. Let's go to the notes in the bottom left-hand corner. These were some of the things I wanted to discuss. For starters, A, still have an effect on the physical world. There's a point in here where it is discussed where we see that the deceased still affects this world and can have impressions on the world thereafter. Not leave this world, become part of this world, almost as nature or force, a principle in this world. That was important to me, all right? Transformed into that which was worshipped. That's important to me because now the God concept is demystified, or I should say, has been misappropriated. In this culture, you become that which was venerated or worshipped. So there's a distinction only based on intervals of consciousness, providing you make the cut, so to speak, providing you expand your consciousness or accumulate enough consciousness or enough knowledge of self. Because remember, you can't go into no temple without seeing the bed that symbol, which is simply saying, man, know thyself. Every temple has that Bentley/Chrysler looking logo, which means man, know thyself. The more knowledge you have of self, or the more black consciousness you obtain, it therefore empowers you to become that which is worshipped when you're at your weakest standpoint of disposition, which is the flesh. So once we transcend flesh, we can become that which is worshipped by those in the fleshly body. That is a different concept from just worshiping the God that is separate and different from you. Whereas in this, that which exists within me exists without me. And that which exists without me, I am. So we're seeing a lot of different archetypes of conception that are dissimilar to that of the likes of the European concept. Europeans would never allow you to take a seat of that which they call God. They would never believe someone have the right to that kind of power. They would rather practice as God on the planet Earth and keep people in a state of servitude in this life and the life thereafter. You're always serving. There's no time where you're the man. There's no time where you're the boss. You're always in a state of servitude in European doctrine. In our culture, these were seats. Even our set name means throne. It's a seat. And that which makes up Isis or our set's name is prerequisite to that which you use to facilitate the composition of Usir's name or Osiris' name. You need our set to create his name. And the I that is part of our set is ear, which means to make, to create, or to do. So something has to be created or done or take process in order for you to awaken Osiris, and she's instrumental in that. But so we don't digress. I just wanted to point out these key things, that you become that which was worshipped when you come out of your weakest state. The reason why I highlighted the word Heru is because when you put a U, when you suffix a U on words in the Medu Necha, which normally it'll look like the Fibonacci sequence or the spiral that looks like a number 9, or sometimes they show you the bird image, which is pronounced as a U, but may be written, transliterated as a W, but it denotes plurality. So when we talk about Heru, we're talking about a body of people, or like Christians would say, a body of Christ. We're talking about the community as a Heru, something that everybody has to do. Everyone has to become a Heru and make their own individual journey in their awakening as Usir. You got to read this Black Book of the Dead. It's deep. We exist. We're looking at letter C. We exist. Post-material manifestation is consistent with being both part of heaven and earth. D. Therefore, we are nature and personify as such, as life in this state is inherited. Because we found out that the word that we're looking at, let's find it. We find out that something is inherited, which is a very important thing. Hold on, let's go. My Ba is there at the front under the count of years. Lest my Ba be saved. I Horus. So he fortified my jewelry at Ray's apex. Down your faces, limbs guardian of Osiris. My Ba is locked. Hold on, we're coming with it right now. We're going to find this word, it what? Horus, the protector of his father. I'm one who is brought through his voice, his father, mother brought. I open the way to his feet so that he can see the great God in the interior of the Bark array, the Ba's counts. My Ba is there at the front under the count of years. Lace my Ba be saved. Horus, prepare the way, graze my flesh, route the knee, step out further. We're going to get there. Hold on, y'all. Just want to find this thing right here.
And as we are doing that, as we're doing that, I think it's a perfect time to give some plugs. I think
Go ahead.
It's a real perfect time to give some plugs. Where's Uncle Kek? I think he might have dropped out. I would really love to give him a plug right there. Brother Terry, perfect opportunity to give a plug.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I know it's like 4 o'clock where you are, because it's the same time where I am. Quick plug.
Well, any plugs at the moment? Everything is fine.
Okay. All right, say nothing. I could hear that you're tired where you are. I just want to give I want to do a quick plug to NRG. I'm actually gonna put down the link in the description box down below. So if you want your snapbacks, if you want any of the hats that you may have seen me wearing as well, please check out NRG, INNRG. I believe it's .com, and you can purchase your hats over there. Hopefully, I'm going to try to send up some hats, to the US for the debate that's coming up with Brother Reggie and Sharif Bey. Please, please, please support the House of Consciousness, support Sarnetta, support the whole movement. And hopefully we can start bringing over these titans over to the UK, and they can support our movement over here as well. And of course, the clothing line. I don't know if you can see the clothing line right there. I'm sitting with the Nasut, but the Nasut is sitting with the Biddy. So please, if you want to support as well, the links are in the description box down below. So I don't know if Polight, if you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, cool. Straight back to you.
So when we're looking at this word right here, you're going to see it around the third line. What? We see that if we go here to the letter D, therefore we are nature personified such as life in this state is inherited. That's the word that's taken into inherited, which would have been a more profound word to be used. The reason why this is important, because it's showing us that we are inheriting the world while simultaneously even licensed to participate in a more transcendental realm, less material realm. These concepts sometimes are shared with the monotheistic religions, but are misconstrued with their mythos. So the inheritance is taking place by our ability to participate in this realm as a force while maintaining our consciousness outside. So no one comes between us. We go to letter E. No one comes between us and our destiny. It is in our hands. We become what we need to transcend. These are the things that you get and you grasp when you get to go through the following slides in the Black Book of the Dead. And of course, there's more. I just gave you some excerpts in the Black Book of the Dead that I felt were vital. And of course, that in itself can warrant a whole new conversation. I'm gonna save some slides for my brother. This is what I want to do. I'm going to give you. Let's see. Let's just move from out of there. Let's do these slides. I'm gonna leave the other stuff alone. Plus, I got some other stuff, but I kind of stacked this thing up. I thought I wasn't even, man. I was ready to do a whole game. Yo, this is crazy. I'm just going to give you these slides right here. I want to make a serious point. And these slides is dope. Damn, I don't know. I think I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to get that for Sal. I'm going to leave it alone. But let's just go ahead. Because that stuff is about to get ugly. It's going to get ugly. that Israel trip about to get real ugly. So let's do it like this. Damn, you know what? I got to do this, family. Hold on. It's something like I got to do this part. And the reason why this is important, because I could turn around and I could present some information. And my brothers would say, you're stealing that from white people. And I'm saying some information can't be stolen from white people because they stole it right from us. So it's kind of tricky. But I know in the name of scholarship, you have to put your references and put your points and everything. However, there are people like, let's say, Judy King. She's phenomenal. She teaches a lot of stuff about Kemetic science that I'm totally in conformity with. She's amazing in her presentation. She's a brilliant mind, white lady, very brilliant. She chalks off some of this information as coincidence that she's using to also present to the masses. I call it plagiarism. You feel me? But to each his own, she has her viewpoint. My viewpoint is this though. You're seeing someone write almost verbatim the same thing that was written 5,000 years ago, 3,000, 4,000 years ago. Yeah. And you're saying that the white man that comes up with it after, thousands of years later, What a coincidence. We were saying the same thing. I say, if I did that, they would say I was plagiarizing. Right? So, what we want to talk about is what they call singularity, which we went over. And we started going into string theory. We started talking about the holographic universe. These concepts are not new. They were mentioned. The ancient Egyptians. They were into that some time ago. Do you hear that staticky sound? Where's that staticky sound coming from? Can you hear me, Kalam?
Yeah, we can hear you. It sounds clear.
All right, cool. I'm with it. Can you still hear me?
Yep, can still hear you.
Can you still hear me?
Can still hear you.
Okay, cool. I don't know where it's coming from. Just as long as I don't hear it. You know it, right? Yeah. All right, cool. All right, so let's read this. The singularity and the laws of, this is written by Kip Thorns, 1993, page 477, application. Oh, pardon me, page 477. Kip Thorns. This is how Kip Thorns breaks down singularity, right? He gets all his credit and love and kudos. The singularity and the laws of quantum gravity that rule it are like a fire into which water impregnated wood is thrown. Take a look at the highlights. The fire boils the water out of the wood, leaving the wood alone and vulnerable. In the singularity, laws of quantum gravity destroy time, leaving space and time alone and vulnerable. The fire then converts the wood into a froth of flakes and ashes. The laws of quantum gravity then convert space into a random, probabilistic froth. Kip Thorns, 1993, 477, that's the source. Now, let's read some of the extended verses from Pakata Shapamawit, or the Peta and Haru, otherwise known as the Theban Recension, 63b. I am that or. Listen to that. We know what or is, right? Let's be for real here. Let me show you how tricky these guys are, right? And they name stuff names. They give it names. They're good at that. They're good at finding. They're good at seeing people's information. Name it something, and because they created the name, now they own it, as if they started the whole thought process, right? So maybe somebody has to put their thing on mute. Maybe that's what I'm hearing. But you have or, which is a pole with a flat blade, pivoting in an oar or lock, used to row or steer a boat through the water, right? So this is important. And you know oars can be made of wood, correct? So we're going to go back to this. We see how tricky they are. I am that or of Ray. Ray, you know, can be the fiery sun god. I am that or of Ray, with which the old ones are rowed. I will be neither burnt up nor scorched. So here we have a fire that's not causing fire. All over again. I am that equipped or with which Ray is rowed when the old ones are rolled and the efflux of Osiris is upraised at the lake of flames which does not burn. Up here, there was a fire that did not burn. Up here, when you go into my other quotes, I show you that Eric Hornick, who translated the Book of Gates and the Amduat, said that the Book of Gates and the Amduat is all about quantum physics. He said it speaks to the quantum world. They're talking about the black hole. Okay, that's the translator of the Amduat and the Book of Gates that deals with the afterlife immediately. The consciousness that takes place in the afterlife. So here we are, these guys with this singularity concept, they're speaking about a fire, which water impregnated wood. They're speaking about wood. All right, they're showing you that this fire doesn't actually inflammate a situation where the fire is burning. The fire is taking place, but there's no burning taking place. And they're using this to describe that which the Egyptians have encapsulated in the Book of Gates, in the Amduat, and in the Theban Recension. They're talking about the afterlife. It's been clear that they're talking about the quantum world. It's clear that the translators say they're talking about black holes. And then you over here, they're talking about black holes and using a similar analogy with wood and fire and no burning taking place. But people will look at this and override it, omit it, and accept contemporary science.
You have to really review this to understand what's going on because it's talking about singularity. You have to have some concept of the Book of Gates and the Amduat to know that this is a blatant plagiarism because they're certain that they're coming up with something called singularity. And it's, what's the odds of someone using wood and fire not being burned to describe the same circumstance? And these are thousands of years apart. Thousands of years apart. So if you're reading, you can see it for what it is and what it means represents. This is not a stretch. This is not a reach. You study this information and you realize they're copying and then calling it a name and claiming it as their own in science today. Not giving no credit to the people that proposed the idea. Why do I say this? Because if you go to the Book of Gates or the Amduat, what is being said? What is being said? Well, Eric Hornig says this. Eric Hornig, and it's in my round 2. You can see it. Eric Hornig, and you see it also in my book. Eric Hornig says that, and the science world agrees, that deals with archaeology and religious corpus and theology. Eric Hornig says that the Book of Gates and the Amduat are the world's first and second scientific texts. Not me saying this. It's the translators. It's the specialists saying this. They say it is a major consensus that the world's first scientific books ever to be created that speak of black holes in the quantum world come from Kemet over 5,000 years old. I don't say these things. There's a consensus. So if you understand that these are the world's first 2 scientific books, and you read their concept of singularity, then you read that excerpt out the Theban Recension that corroborates the testimony of the world's first 2 scientific books, then you know it is not a reach what I'm saying. You understand clearly that they're grafting ideas out of ancient texts. They're telling people not to touch them. Religion tells you don't deal with the Egyptians. Leave them alone. Then why would you even study what they was teaching? But you see, we can learn from white people in universities today. Call them the devil and still send our children to school to learn from them. But when it comes to Egypt, don't even study what they was teaching. See, what religion does now is keeping you awake. In fact, why does religion need to implore that you not study something in particular? Why not give you the divine license to read and study whatever you may have to in order to discern properly if something is good or if something is bad? That's what I don't like. I don't like that. I don't want to be told what to read and what not to read. I got a mind. I got my own intelligence. If it's not good, I can read your book for empowerment, and I can read those things, and I can definitively conclude this is garbage, this is trash, this is evil, this is wicked, because your book should empower me based on the poetic license disseminated by way of the divine being you call God. It should just speak to me. And it should be already something in me that offsets when it speaks to me to just know this is all wise, right, and exact. So even if I try to go somewhere else, it's still not going to work. But we know that's not the case because many people don't agree about these religions all over the world. So it's fallible, not infallible. So all I got to say is I pull from what the world says is the world's first 2 scientific books. I pull from the Theban Recension. I'm doing the Book of Gates, as I was talking about before I mentioned. We're talking about the coffin text. We're talking about the pyramid text. All my rounds go through all those different books. There's no way anyone can compete with that because our pyramid text is damn near Bible by itself. Our coffin text, the Bible by itself. Okay? Our Theban Recension, like Psalms itself. Our Amduat is a Bible by itself. Our Book of Gates is a Bible by itself. Then you got the Revolutions of Rain. You see what I'm saying? It's so many different corpus that you can read that is a volume unto itself. that it's intimidating. It'd just be easy to get me one book made up of a bunch of little books and sell me on a story with nothing that corroborates evidence. I got some stuff I want to show this in Israel, bro. I gotta chill. I'm gonna talk myself into it. I know it. But yeah, I'm here, my brother. I appreciate everybody listening. That's part of it. I'm gonna do the other part with Brother Sinetta. I'm gonna do the other part for my brother Sinetta, and let's make it happen. You know, let's make it happen.
The mic is getting a bit funny. So when can we look forward to a part?
You know, let's make it happen.
Let's see. When can we look forward for part 2 on Sanetta's channel?
You're gonna see that in April. That's for sure. Top of April. You see that top of April. We're gonna go through it, and then I'm just gonna reserve the right to leave certain things only because I'm gonna be back in that ring, and it's good when people are highly attentive to see the dialogue take place. It's good to see the information challenged, so you can decide, you know, if it's revocable or not. You know, so I got some powerful information that I believe cannot be revoked under no circumstances. So some of it I just gotta chill out with, but I got plenty of information to give out that is very crucial to our consciousness, and that's our pride. Pride is very important. We need to feel proud. We need to know certain things so we know we don't need to guess how great we are. We don't need to be talked into how great we are all the time. Sometimes we should just present some facts. We don't know if there's a damn chakra on our belly. We don't really know that shit, man. It's something that we believe is popular belief. I'm not mad at it. It sounds right. It makes me feel good, and you're telling me it's part of what makes me great. Shit. Heard a lot of stuff about melanin. And all of it ain't true. But if it makes me feel right, I'm reluctant to research. Why would I want to research something telling me something that's great about me? Why would I want to look to see if that's wrong? I'm broken. I'm beat down. I've been abused. I've been incarcerated. I've been called all sorts of names. There's stereotypes after me and generalizations. Why do I need to cross-reference information that makes me feel good? So all I'm saying is, sometimes, man, we just need the proof that we're great.
Indeed. And you know what? On speaking of cross-referencing, because you've dropped a whole load of information for us today, and I'm pretty sure, I know that every single debate that you do, you drop at least one book to coincide with it and co-sign it as well. So I want to know, is a lot of this information already available inside of your book? I know you got a new book, Kemetic ARCANA Volume 2, which is just dropped on the day of the debate. Is that information found in there? And where can we actually look to purchase that book, Kemetic ARCANA Volume 2?
If you go to the second, let's see, yeah.
So
Okay.
page 2 on the 2012 bookstores, 2012stores.com books. On the right-hand side right here, I see here, let me see if I could just maximize my screen a little bit. Let's see, zoom. Okay. Right over here is the Kemetic ARCANA and the Hebrew Dialect Subterfuge Volume 2 Tome, number 95. Wow, the number 95. 95th tome that you've released by Brother Polight. And let's just quickly go in. And there it is. We could purchase it online. Wow. Okay. Cool. So everybody, I'm actually going to drop the link in the description box down below if you want to find out more of the information that the brother has been dropping so far. And yeah, I'll let Brother Polight actually take over from there.
I'm great. I'm on a scholarly beach right now with my coconut. I just appreciate everybody. Like I said, I thank everybody for listening. And just thank you, man. Thank you for allowing me to share this information in real time. And I hope you got something from it that you can take to other people. And hope you got something that you can use to improve yourself. I have a lot more that I want to share. And that's about it, my brother. I mean, like I said, I really be having other things going on. And like I told you, now the moon is out. I was trying to avoid that. Now the moon is out. I was doing my best. And we wound up doing 2 shows because it's necessary, man. We don't get a chance to build like this where we live because everybody isn't conscious. So this is like the best opportunity for me to talk to people who have similar interests, who are also reading, also studying, and realize how important this consciousness is, you know. So I hope we brought newly found meaning to Black consciousness, and hope we understand this is not something that started in the 60s. Feel me? Did not start in the 60s. Black consciousness was popping. You know, this is just us resurrecting the culture without even knowing. I'm just trying to bring it to the forefront to let everyone know we are them, they are us. The same principles exist as forces of nature, impacting us consciously. They still here. This is why the emojis, this is why the Black conscious theme, this is, I mean, come on, like all of this can't be coincidence. This is them speaking through us and to us, around us and about. It's not spooky. You know what I'm saying? We're nature. We got every right and every opportunity to be part or participants of the clause as below, so above. That's the way we would say it in Kemet. As below, so above. Because it's the micro world that actually has a stronger impact on the macro world. So as below, so above. That's the way we dropping it right now.
I like that twist to it. I like that. You know what? I have to actually give my thanks to actually Brother Polight for literally dedicating over 4 hours to spend time with us. You know, I know his family definitely wants to spend time with him after the big debate he had. I was there with him on the All Access, so you're definitely going to see some exclusive footage with Brother Polight after the debate. You know, we had so many different personalities coming through the door, you know, chopping up with Brother Polight. We had King Simon, Red Pill, you know, Ankh was there. We had Sarnetta there. We had Loaded Lux there, of course. Tazaria, Tazar, everybody just passed through and to show the king some love. So, you know, that was beautiful. I'm reading some comments right now. You know, peace to you, Sci-Fi. Peace to you, Love Son. Peace to you, Anuket of Kemet. Aubrey as well. So I'm seeing you lot. Trust me, I love our audience members because you know what? You know, I'm blessed to have such an intelligent and warming, you know, audience members actually staying up with me. I know they're over here in the UK and elsewhere, but they're staying up with us 4 o'clock in the morning past, and they're up loving information. Polight dropped some heavy information, which I'm pretty sure I usually enjoy the show. I'm here watching the show, enjoying the show. I'm cool. I'm still have to do, you know, work with the show and stuff. But after this show, you know, the next day I usually follow up, rewind the tapes, go back, look at the presentation, like yours and Asaim Hotep. You know, these 2 types of presentations, I go back into them. You know, I pause the screen, write down the references, go back, go and do the research and all sorts. So you know what? I'm grateful for the information that you've dropped today. And again, the scholarship is just next level. Yeah, shout outs to you as well, Robin White, Mac Tip as well. I have to shout out my audience members, you know, I love them. So yeah, I'm actually going to sign out. I'm going to leave our brother Polight with the last words. Also, please check out, we've got Ishmael Bey coming in on Monday the 4th of April. I'm trying to fly out to Israel to meet my brother Stephen Graham out there as well. You know, meet up with the Hebrew Israelites out there, the African Hebrew Israelites out there, and the indigenous Hebrews and Arabs and Bedouins. I'm going to try to go out there and see them, as well as check on the Jewish community, check on Harry Rozenberg, and see what he's up to on the farm.
Drugs, man. Don't let them fool you. Don't take none of that DMT shot shit, man.
You know, and I'm gonna try and take a fly out to LA.
I
I'm gonna try to take a fly out to LA.
thought you were gonna say I'm trying to take a shot at DMT. I was about to say no, bro.
And meet my brother Canada again. What up, Canada? I hear them hailing you up. They're like Tadut, Canada in the comment section. So hail to you as well, King.
Dude, you already know.
There you go. There you go. So yeah, I'm gonna leave you with the last closing words, and then we're gonna close the showdown.
All right, my brother. Thank everybody. Love you guys in UK. I know it's probably like going on 6 a.m. over there. And I mean, we got people from all over the world. So I know in New York it's probably like around 11:20 over there, 11:21. In Cali it's about 8:21. This is very interesting dynamic depending on which side of the world you're on, which side of the country. So for us to be here and convene at this time of night, I mean, for the people that's just saying negative things at this hour, because no matter what hour it is that I just discussed, it's pretty late to still be ignorant and go to sleep on that note. Yo, this is insane. Yo, I would not spend my time like that. That's crazy. Like, you should be reading something. Or why would you think so negative before you have to go to sleep? This is some weird stuff. These people are weird. Yeah, I gotta do a case study on these people. And this is some ridiculous hours to be an asshole. Yo, it's like 6 a.m. You feel me? Or it's like 11:20 something. Or it's about 8:30. These are all hideous hours to be ignorant. It has to stop at an hour. We gotta have an hour void of ignorance. What is the hour void of ignorance? Goodness. People are closing out. People just finished coming up for work. People bathing their children, taking care of their baby, feeding their children, cooking their clothes, cooking their food, ironing their clothes. Who on earth at this hour is up, just still filled with so much negativity? Like, this is why when I come out, and people say, man, why the excessive security? I mean, you was out there. You see what it was? My family is nervous because the energy that people put in as though they're being paid to be negative around the clock, it scares them. It makes them think somebody's going to like really try to kill me. Like the effort that people put forth to make everything negative. And at any hour, they're there. That's scary. That's like stalking, bro. That's some stalking shit. It's some scary shit, bro. You know what it's like to have men constantly video after video after video? Yo, you're saying, I don't think this man is going to win this debate. And then he does a bunch of videos. Nigga this, nigga that, nigga this, nigga. That shit right there be having me like, yo, what the fuck is that? I just said I think you would lose. I ain't never seen nothing like that. That shit makes me nervous. It makes me uncomfortable. That's why when I come out, the guns is out, baby. I mean, why he got a vest on? Because you people are crazy. And my family don't want me to teach. Plus, I got these 50 soldiers out there, some security, a third tier that's martial arts, all those people at the door, those are the martial artists of the community, the men and the women. Jiu-jitsu, all that, bro. They like crazy. They one of the tiers. The brothers that's wearing this, you know, they on that all black tip and do what they do. But the brothers wearing this, mostly Bloods and Crips, a couple Latin kings. It's all of us together. That made up 45, 46 or so. Those brothers that all had these shirts through security. Then we had the armed people. You know, one in the balcony, gunmen, and then the other 6 were down on the floor. We had a gunman to every gunman that Harry brought out, which was 4, and then the rest spread it out at an angle to protect the people. You feel me? Mm-hmm. People talk to me about having a plan. What do you mean having a plan? I have a plan. It's working so far. You can tell me the paperwork and all that don't work, but we're walking around with legal guns. And I can walk around with legal vests, and I ain't got to worry about someone locking me up because I got vests. I don't know what fight these filled with cuss word Negroes are going to take on. When people go with real guns, like, you gonna scream motherfucker, cracker down the barrel of a gun? It's hard to yell when the barrel's in your mouth.
Bring him out. Bring him out.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't know if they're going to do a black power fist when the white man comes with his guns. I have no idea. I'm not saying guns is a complete solution to the problem, But shit, I'm not going to be assassinated in front of no fucking body around niggas shooting back. I'm going to tell you that. We busting out though. I'm never going to be in a situation where I get aired out and ain't no shots being fired back. Are you kidding me? I'm never doing that. I already decided that a long time ago. Family co-signed it. I'm good money. Anytime Polight step out, guns is on deck. Always understand that. I was like, give people fair warning. Stay the fuck out our way. We want to push back the people who are really the enemy. Stay out of our way. We don't need no casualties of war. And there's nothing. People talk that crazy talk all the time. They never show up. Because we be like this. Our intel be like this. We can't wait to see somebody try to front. They be like that. Me, all I got to do is come out and teach. I don't think about no negativity. You know why? Because I'm covered. Just go out and teach. You know how annoying you will be to yourself if every time you keep saying, I'm coming out to get you. I'm going to F you up. I'm going to air out your situation. And then every time the brother has this fly, you have plenty of months to prepare and come out. Only to do more videos. I'm like, come on, man. People see you for you. All Polight's going to show up no matter what. Because I'm just there to teach. If you can flip it, he's scared of his own people. I'm not scared of my people. I just know my own people. They kill their leaders. I know them very well. I know them very well. White people behind it, black people do the killing. I know exactly how the situation works. Ain't nobody foolish here.
There you go.
I'm familiar with the whole process. So, with that said, again, I can't stress it enough. Subscribe to Titans TV. He has the most amazing accent on the internet right now as we speak. Ask him to say side 3 times fast, and you will see what I'm talking about. That's my brother, man. That's my newly found brother. I just had to meet him in person. And now we're going to do many more historical shows and bring you the highest quality and volume of information, whether it's myself or any other brilliant people that he selects or nominates to come on his platform. Either way, Black consciousness is on the rise. I appreciate you, brother, and everybody else. Go to 2020stores.com, 012stores.com for any of the books and DVDs that I put out thus far. In addition to go to IamBrotherPolight.com. Subscribe and register so you can tell whenever there's new updates, because it's going to be a lot of exclusive material that's on I Am Brother Polight that will not be on our YouTube channel, which is New Kemet, or on other associated and affiliated channels. Thank you a lot. Inubu, perpetual success. I love you all.
Peace and black consciousness.